entertainment bullseye every week with her hard riding. Straight shooting. And suspense.
Howdy. Is the train on time?
Yeah, it'll be here in 4 minutes.
Good. Oh, Annie, look at that rifle. It sure is big.
That's an old flintlock.
And that hawk-leg pistol.
An old Captain Waldeck.
Gosh, they haven't used those guns since Daniel Boone. How can he be the world's greatest sharpshooter?
Well, some of those old mountain men are pretty good shots, Tag.
He's not half as good as you are.
Oh, looks like my young brother's my greatest booster.
Annie, your package came. It's inside on the counter.
Oh, thanks, Clem.
One for you too, Lofty. Your new Sunday shirt. Real pretty, too.
You mean you looked at it?
Well, not all the way. Just took a little peek.
Oh.
Nothing to worry about, folks. I'm not here for a holdup. I'm here to prevent one. I'm D.K. Rodney, special agent for the Railway Express Company. That train's carrying an Army payroll bound for Fort Yuma. $55,000. The strong box will be unloaded here. It'll stay in that safe overnight, and tomorrow it'll go out again on the afternoon mail train.
What makes you think there might be a holdup?
Because Snowy Kringle's coming in on the same train.
He doesn't look like a hold-up man to me. He looks more like a Santa Claus.
Except this Santa Claus wears the gun. He knows how to use it. Shot a station agent in Dodge City. You can't always judge a man by his appearance, Miss Oakley. Sometimes a man's not what he seems.
So he shot a man in Dodge City and he's still on the loose?
Well, he was masked when he held up the diplo in Dodge. Wore a flour sack over his head. Cover his beard, I guess.
Is there anything we can do to help, Mr. Rodney?
Well, thanks. But I intend to camp right in this office as long as that Army payroll's in the safe.
I'm the Hotel Diablo. I'll take the thing, Mr. Kringle. Oh, just the suitcase. I'll take the rifle myself.
My name's Tag Oakley.
Quite glad to know you, son.
Are you really the world's greatest sharpshooter? With that old muzzle loader?
Would you like to see how old Betsy works?
Sure.
Well, you just run down the loader piece, blow up this toy balloon, and set her adrift.
Kringle?
Hey, the old boy's almost as good as you are, eh?
Oh, no. He's better, Lofty. I could hit it with a carbine, but I doubt if I could hit anything with that old flintlock.
Yes, ma'am. I'm all right, thanks. Yeah. I wonder what happened to old Betsy.
Here he is, sir.
Oh, thanks, son.
Didn't even get hurt one bit.
Fine. I've only been in town a short time, and already I'm indebted to its people. Thanks, ma'am.
Oh, that's all right.
Which way is the Diablo Hotel?
It's right here, sir.
I couldn't see it for looking at it. You know, this Diablo dust kind of gets in a man's eyes. Yes?
Room service. I have your supper, sir.
Just a minute.
Shall I put it there, sir?
Yeah, fine. Just put it right down there, son. Well, that was mighty nice of you to bring my supper up here, boy. Wait, I got something for you.
Thank you, sir. Will there be anything else?
No, that's all. Didn't we meet somewhere before?
Yes. The runaway wagon, remember?
Oh, sure. How could I ever forget that?
Gee, these are nice boots. Even got your initials on them.
Yep, made to order. I had a pair stolen in Dodge City last month. Had to get a new pair. Pretty expensive.
Mind if I look at your revolver? Sure
Put
is.
that gun down. Didn't anybody ever teach you to keep your hands off loaded guns?
I'm sorry. My sister told me how
I
to
don't
handle-
care what your sister told you. Nobody touches my gun. Now get out of here.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
You heard what I said. Get out now.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Tang. How's the hotel business?
Got a 25-cent tip tonight.
Oh, business is booming. Annie, the country's headed for good times.
And it's time for all young hotel men to be in bed.
Something funny about that man.
What man?
Snowy Kringle. And Santa Claus, he was a nice guy. But then when I went to look at his six-shooter, he was different. Kind of mean, you know?
Well, Tag, you can't always judge a man by his appearance. Sometimes a man's not what he seems.
Somebody we met at the depot today said the same thing.
That trash.
Tell that old man if he touches that telegraph key, I'll blow your brains out.
Clem, don't touch that key.
In the baggage room, both of you.
How do you get out of here?
You can't. There's bars on all the windows.
Snowy Kringle out there blowing us safe.
You think it was him?
Did you notice his boots?
No, but I noticed his gun. And it ain't no cap and ball gun.
You don't think he's stupid enough to use his own gun?
I'll see you in the morning, Lofty.
Good night, Annie. I'll put your horse away.
All right. It's the depot.
Hey, Andy, that sounded like the... Go back to bed, Tag.
Put that light out. Kringle might shoot.
Are you hurt bad?
Oh, no, Annie. No, just fine glass when he shot the lamp. It was Snowy Kringle, all right.
The deputy won't have to chase him very far. He'll head straight back for his hotel.
What makes you so sure?
Snowy Kringle always operates the same way. Flour sack over his head and blows the safe with a powder horn. If you go to his hotel, you'll find him pretending to be asleep. A fine old man who looks like Santa Claus. That's the way I found him in Dodge City.
Let's go wake up Santa Claus.
Just a minute, please.
All right, Grandpa, you're under arrest.
Arrest? What for?
That little job in Dodge City and another little job here in Diablo tonight.
The charges will be brought by Mr. Rodney, special agent for the Railway Express Company.
Leave that gun alone. That's my gun.
Not your gun anymore, Mr. Kringle. This is Exhibit A in a hold-up case.
You wait in the hall. I'll bring him out as soon as he's dressed.
But, sir, there must be some mistake. I heard the young lady say something about a holdup. I don't know what she's talking about. I swear I don't.
You'll find out soon enough. Get your clothes on and pack your bags, Santa Claus. You got a date to slide down a chimney tonight. Right into a cell at the Diablo jail.
Come on, Winnie, for me.
Get out off that horse.
Say, you got a badge. You a lawman?
What do you think I was chasing you for?
How did I know? I got $50 on me. I figured you was out for a holdup.
What were you doing at the Diablo Depot tonight?
Just riding past, I heard an explosion, and I heard a shot. I figured there was trouble, so I beat it. I'm a peaceful man. I don't like trouble.
How long do you say it's been since you fired this gun last?
Oh, about sundown, I shot a jackrabbit.
Oh? What do you do for a living?
Cowboy. On my way to Tucson to hunt a job.
Those are real fancy boots you've got. Initials and everything. What's your name?
Sam. Sam Kelly.
Might account for the initials on the boots. How are you going to account for the initials SJ in your saddle?
Oh, I bought this saddle from a fella in Dodge. Name was Steve Jackson.
Well, that's one explanation. Another might be that you stole the saddle, or the boots, or both. Come on, get in your horse. We're going back to Diablo. Your horse ran off. We'll either have to catch him or you'll have a long walk back to Diablo.
Here's your breakfast, Mr. Kringle.
Thanks, ma'am, but I ain't hungry.
Well, this is nice and hot. Let me pour it for you. There you are.
Hey, Annie, I want to show you something. Look at that. He doesn't even have regular bullets in his gun. See?
It's birdshot.
I know, but why if he's a sharpshooter?
Shh. Come on outside, and I'll show you. Tag, run out in the street and toss this up in the air, just like you did for Snowy Kringle.
All right, Annie. Okay, Annie. Gee, you didn't even have to aim.
With this gun, you don't need much aim. I just fired your gun, Mr. Kringle.
I know. Well, I guess you know now. About my eyes, I mean.
Yes, I know. How long have you been using birdshot?
Almost 2 years now. Ever since my eyes started to fail me. I try to keep it a secret on account of kids like him. All over the country, they come to see my carnival show. They want to see the world's greatest sharpshooter. Fine sharpshooter I am. In another year, I won't even be able to hit a balloon with birdshot.
Tag, get his tray. There's no reason for him to stay in this jail cell.
Okay.
Tag, get his bag and take it over to the hotel. I'm dropping all charges against him.
Okay, Annie.
You're very kind, ma'am.
No, not kind. Just reasonable. You know, there's a certain railroad detective by the name of Rodney. He claims that you robbed our depot and then another depot in Dodge City.
I didn't, ma'am.
I know that. The gunman that robbed the two depots did some pretty fancy shooting. He shot a lantern right out of Clem Lancey's hand. And I know that with your eyesight, you wouldn't even be able to find a target like that.
With my eyes, I couldn't even see the depot.
Who's this, Lofty?
Fellow I caught last night out at Indian Rocks. His gun had been fired, and he tried to ditch this in the brush when I was chasing him.
It's a flour sack. Rodney said Snowy Kringle was wearing something just like this on all those holdups.
He also has a pair of moccasin boots, like Kringle's.
Hey, Mr. Kringle told me he had a pair of boots stolen from him in Dodge City. I bet that man stole them so he could use them for that holdup.
Were your boots stolen before the Dodge City holdup?
Yes, ma'am, and they were stolen from my hotel room the night before.
I bet that man, with those same stolen boots, held up the Diablo depot.
Yeah, the only trouble is I couldn't find that Army payroll box. I checked every inch of the road he took from the depot. No luck.
You're in a pretty bad spot. You'd better tell us where that strong box is.
I'll make him talk.
All right, I'm in charge now. Now drop those guns or I'll blast him apart.
I got you into this mess, ma'am. I deserve to be shot.
Now, all three, you're back in that open cell.
Don't listen to him, folks. Don't listen to... Let go of me! Come on, let go!
Got that spare key on me someplace.
Maybe you lost it on the road last night.
Oh, there it is. Hurry up, son. Hurry up.
You got it?
Thanks, boy.
Tag, you stay here.
Okay.
Boy, help me find my gun, will you?
Here it is.
Oh, thanks.
I'll loan you my horse. Wait till I catch him for you.
You're a lad after my own heart.
I'm in a jam.
You got yourself in a jam. What'd you come here for?
Because you still got the payroll box. Besides, you got me into this mess, and now you can help me get out of it. If I get caught, I'm going to tell them you were behind the whole thing. Two can escape better than one. When we leave here, it'll be together.
Well, Annie Oakley and that deputy still think I'm on their side. We can use that. Come on.
You think you ought to go after them? They're already out of sight.
Well, don't you worry, son. I still got ears. I can hear.
The outlaw's horse. He must be in the depot.
That's a westbound train. They don't know it, but they're picking up 2 passengers.
It's a Sunset Limited. Don't ever stop here.
Don't stop today. Change your semaphore.
What?
You heard me, Dad. Let's red light that train.
The semaphore's changed. Somebody's flagging down the Limited.
Wonder where that railroad detective went.
Lofty, we've got to get that train straight through. Listen, there's a hand control on that semaphore. Do you think you could sneak down there and change it to a clear track?
If I can get that padlock off the box.
Wait a minute. I'll keep you covered.
I'll meet you when the train stops. And don't forget my suitcase.
Under fire! It's me, Rodney!
Jackson took my gun.
Here, use this. Help me keep Lofty covered. He's gonna change that semaphore to a clear track.
Oh, no, he's not. Drop it right. You heard me, sister. Drop it.
Keep out of this, Mr. Kringle.
All right, get up.
It was just yesterday that you were saying to me you can't always judge a man by his appearance. Sometimes a man is not what he seems.
Major Paley, 7th Cavalry. Understand there's been some trouble here.
Well, there's no trouble now, Major.
I've been sent to escort the Army payroll the rest of the way to Fort Yuma.
Right here, Major.
I want to thank all of you. I understand there's some expert shooting done to prevent this robbery. Somebody shot a padlock off the semaphore. I don't need 2 guesses to know it was you, sir.
Oh, no. Oh, I wasn't
Oh,
even...
don't be so modest, Mr. Kringle. The Major knows that you're the world's greatest sharpshooter, don't you, Major?
Of course.
We all know it. Don't we, Tag?
You sure are, Mr. Kringle.
There's a lot of nice people in this town, Major. I got only one complaint. This Diablo dusted kind of gets in a man's eyes.
Bullseye! Annie Oakley hits the entertainment bullseye every week with her hard riding. Straight shooting. And suspense.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Say, excuse me, but I never saw a war club like that before.
It ain't a war club. It's a rabbit stick.
A rabbit stick?
Yeah. Us Hopi Indians use it to hunt rabbits.
Gosh, if you're a Hopi, you're awful far from home, aren't you?
Well, I'm only half Hopi. My pa was as white as you. And I ain't got no home, neither with the Indians nor with your folks.
Gosh, I'm awful sorry, mister.
Nobody ever calls me mister. I'm just Hopi Bill. Come down here, kid. I'll show you how we use this. You see that yucca tree? Now, if that was a rabbit...
Gosh, you sure can throw that.
Saves bullets if you want rabbit stew for supper.
Stay here, Pixie.
And if you miss, it comes right back to you.
Ah, now.
Watch, but get ready to duck.
See, it's coming back all right. Gee, that's a boomerang, like they have in Australia.
I don't know about Australia. Well, I better be wrestling me some grub.
And I better be getting home. So long.
So long.
Gotta get him a little breather. We won't have to baby him so much when we get the new team to spell him.
Yeah, you look tired, Mr. Leeds. Why don't you sit inside? I'll drive.
Oh, thanks, Desert Fox. I feel all right. Say, how come you never call me Pop Leeds like all the others do?
Some white men would think I don't know my place as an Indian.
Well, I'm not some white man. You know, you've been like a son to me for a long time. Stuck by me when I could hardly pay wages. I think if anybody got a right to call me Pop, it's you.
Okay, if you say so, Pop.
Well, I do. I think they're arrested. What do you say? Let's go. All right, get up. Here she comes.
Drop that gun, Injun. Reach, mister. Move over there. Throw down that mail pouch. We'll split up and meet at the shack.
Lead stage. In trouble. Yeah.
I'm okay, Lofty. But Pop.
Come on.
It's a holdup, Annie. Is that Desert Fox?
Yes.
I'm not gonna make it. I want.
What is it you want, Pop?
I'm willing my stage line to Desert Fox. Franchise and all.
But, Pop.
That's my will.
Moccasin.
If you're lying to me,
Happened just like I told you, boss. Some Injun must have stole it. The mail's all there.
well, that's better. That letter I'm looking for ain't here. Now, this saves your neck, Brick.
The Army's going to open a new cavalry post at Purple Butte.
It says so, don't it?
Yeah.
And with all the traveling and hauling, that broken down stage line will be worth a fortune. And nobody knows about it but us.
You going to try for the franchise?
Try. I'm going to get it.
How'd you know about this in advance?
It's part of my business to know stuff other people don't.
And that's what Pop wanted. That's the reason Lofty and I called this little meeting, so y'all would know what it was all about.
But I warn you, if an Indian operates the stage, it's going to ruin what little business there was at Purple Butte.
As a business broker, I've got to agree with Banker Sykes.
Oh, Desert Fox is incompetent. He rides gun guard with Pop, Pop gets killed, and we lose the mail pouch.
That could happen to anybody. But regardless of what you think, Desert Fox owns the line, and there isn't much you can do about it.
Well, now there's one thing I can do. The bank was going to extend credit to Pop for that spare team he needed. Well, that credit is canceled as of now.
Isn't the stage franchise coming up for renewal in a couple of days?
Yes, it is. And I'll back anybody that wants to try for it.
Well, for the good of the town, I'll see what I can do.
We'll find something.
Annie, maybe I shouldn't even try to qualify for the new franchise again.
You've got to, Desert Fox. It's your one chance to do something big for your people. To prove that an Indian can do a job as well as a white man.
That's right.
I know, but with no money and nobody to help me.
Hoopy Bill.
Howdy, son.
Gosh, what are you doing in town?
Just passing by.
Gosh. Come on inside. I want you to meet my sister.
All right.
Annie? This is Hoopy Bill, the one I was telling you about.
I was listening outside. Sounds like there might be a job for a fellow, especially if he's half Indian.
There might be.
It's certainly worth talking about.
Quiero hablar contigo, pero solo.
Sí, cómo no. Sure. You can talk to Desert Fox alone. Everything's up to him. Come on, Tag.
We'll stand by to help you all we can.
Thank you, Lofty. Thank you, Annie.
I always been a loner, figuring I don't belong on either side. But from what's happening here, I feel different.
Different? How?
I see an Indian get a chance like I never heard of before. So now, I want to track with the Indian side of me.
I can't even pay wages right now.
I don't want pay.
I can't even qualify for the new franchise without a spare team.
I got some money. Living the way I do, I don't spend much. How much do you need?
$400, but I couldn't guarantee to pay it back.
I won't miss it. All I want is to see an Indian make good on a chance like this.
Bill, I'll take you up at that. I'll make you a partner.
I don't need that.
Well, as long as we live, you're my brother, Hoopy.
And you are my brother.
There's no time to lose, though. Miller might try to get the horses Pop had a deal for. They're the best around here.
Where are they?
The Triangle Dot Ranch out north of town. Look, I'll go to the bank, buy a draft so we won't lose any cash if anything goes wrong. Meanwhile, you hightail it out to the ranch.
It worked out even easier than I thought it would.
Somebody's coming.
That's the banker. Act natural, you got nothing to worry about. I'm glad you came, Sykes. Meet Brick Mason and Roscoe Barnes. They're the fellas that are going to run the stage line for me.
Now, before getting into it any further, Miller, you ought to know that the Indian's going to fight for the franchise. He's raised money for fresh horses.
From whom?
Some other Indian on his way to get them right now.
Yeah? Well, we might stop that.
How?
There's ways.
But you understand I'm opposed to violence.
Well, I'm opposed to it, too, but we got to think of the good of the whole town.
Well, of course. That's that's the whole point.
Let's rouse up some of the folks in town and head for the Triangle Dot.
You hear anything unusual, Lofty?
What's there to hear? Town's as quiet as a grave.
That's what I mean by unusual.
Well, there's a bunch of men riding out to the North Road.
The North Road?
Yeah, Miller and some others.
No reason I can think of.
Lofty, Miller might be trying to keep Desert Fox from getting those horses.
Let's find out.
Tag, you stay here.
Oh, gosh.
It looks like horse thieves to me. Maybe we better mask up.
Well, I don't want to look like no outlaw.
You don't want to be recognized, do you?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Let's go.
Take off those masks.
Gee, Annie, we was after horse thieves.
I know what you were after, and you ought to be ashamed of yourselves. Now go and round up those horses.
We're gonna teach you this town ain't no place for horse thieves.
You ain't working for the town. You robbed the mail pouch.
Mail pouch? Moccasins. You must be the guy with this stick. Okay, let's get the horses. We got someplace to go. Get a move on.
Come on, Desert Fox. Let's go back and see what this is all about.
All right.
These men decided to take the law into their own hands, Annie.
And nobody likes horse thieves.
Where'd you get the idea the horses were stolen?
Word spread around town. You know how rumors start.
Desert Fox paid for those horses. Let's get them back to town.
Thanks, Annie. See anything of Hopi Bill?
No. Let's go back and see if we can find him.
Penny, you're going to have to stop associating with these thieving Indians. Lofty, I'm charging that man with highway robbery.
What robbery?
Well, this telegram came from the bank at Purple Butte. They were transferring $2,000 to my bank, and the money the Indian had was stolen from the mail pouch.
How do you know?
Why, the bank has the serial numbers listed right there on the wire. And these 4 bills that Desert Fox gave me are part of the series.
But Pop and I were robbed by 3 white men.
Oh, that's a cock and bull story. The Indians framed it up.
Well, I don't know the answer, Desert Fox, but Hopi Bill didn't come back to town last night, and that is stolen money.
Well, I'm not leaving here until I see him locked up.
The way things stand, Desert Fox, we don't have any choice.
But Hopi Bill could clear this up if we could find him.
We could check the road where Tag first met him. He may have a camp around there somewhere.
Yes, but there's no sense in starting now. It'll be dark before long. But the first thing in the morning...
Well, we as good as got the franchise, Brick. I've got my stage and horses lined up.
Good. We got something here you ought to check into, too. Deke, bring him in.
Hopi Bill.
Yeah, it was him who clubbed me with this and slipped the mail pouch.
Well, then he's still got the best part of $2,000.
How come you're so sure of getting the line and me having that money, Miller?
Your pal, Desert Fox, is in jail for passing stolen bills you gave him, that's why.
He had nothing to do with stealing it.
Now, what's the difference? He's in jail. Now, where's the rest?
I got it hid. Let me have a drink of water, and maybe we can talk a deal.
What's your idea of a deal?
I'm ready to take the blame. Go down and give myself up. But I won't tell you where the money is until Desert Fox is out of jail.
No deal. And you ain't getting out of here till you talk. Throw him back in there. If he don't get thirsty enough to talk tonight, give him water tomorrow morning on these straps. Soak 'em real good.
I got you.
You two come on now.
You make anything of these tracks, Annie?
No, but they're fresh.
Yeah?
Let's split up and see which way these trails go.
Are you ready to talk, Injun? I've been staked out in the sun tied with wet leather before. Yeah. Well, tell me about it. How does it feel when the sun shrinks the leather and it slowly cuts into your muscles, huh? It hurts. But not enough to make me talk. No, see. Come on. Annie, I know what happened. The money was stolen, but Desert Fox didn't know it. He don't deserve to lose the line on account of what I did.
Where'd you get the money?
These fellows stole it, Miller's men. I took it off them.
Did you hear that, Lofty?
Enough of it.
You get the whole story and I'll ride down, see if I can save the franchise for Desert Fox.
Certainly lucky we found out about those Indians in time. But, you better get started, Miller.
No, there's no hurry. All I have to do is make the run and we got the franchise.
Listen, help me hook up Desert Fox's stage in a hurry. I'll tell you about it while we harness.
All right.
Hey, who's that behind us? Annie Oakley
with the other stage. Well, get going. I don't know what's up, but we gotta make it first. Yeah! There, go there!
Help. Bill, I'm going to trust you. Trust me? Deliver yourself and Miss Ranahan at the jail.
I'll be plumb happy to go to jail as long as you get this bunch.
You're in charge.
Yeah.
Come on, boy. Let's go.
You think you won the franchise for that thieving Indian? No, she won it from a thieving white man. You're under arrest.
What?
I got a confession and the whole story from Hopi Bill. You dirty...
Hold it. You're just in time, Sheriff. We've got a couple of customers for you.
But why did Miller go through all that trouble?
Found this letter in his pocket.
An army post at Purple Butte.
That explains everything. Boy, I want you to accept my apology. I acted on a blind prejudice that I'm ashamed of.
It's all right, Mr. Sykes. I just want this chance to prove what I can do with the help of my partner.
A fine partner. Doing time in prison.
But you won't be gone for long, will he, Annie?
No, of course not, Tag. You know, I don't think Mr. Sykes is the only one that's learned a lesson.
Yes, sirree. I figured stealing money from an outlaw wasn't stealing. But, well, looks like stealing is stealing.
And when you do come back, I bet I can throw this rabbit stick just as well as you. I've been practicing. See that tree across the street? Gosh, guess I missed.
Look out!
Gosh, these things are dangerous.
Bullseye! Annie Oakley hits the entertainment bullseye every week with her hard riding. Straight shooting. And suspense.
Just stand hitch, Scissor Bill. Nobody gets hurt. You know what we're after now. You just take it easy.
Why, you pesky varmint.
Crazy old coot. Go get some water. We gotta bring him to and make him talk.
Canteen full.
course your applications are good, fellas. Good as gold. But the Grubstake Bank is closed until Scissor Bill brings in more nuggets. I'm sorry. You'll just have to be patient.
Hard work giving away Scissor Bill's money, huh?
Yes, and answering questions. Now the miners can't understand why the regular bank won't make a deal like giving away money.
So kind-hearted Annie adds to her problems and acts as banker for Scissor Bill. No, I never thought he'd hit it big. World's worst prospector.
And stubbornest.
20 years without a strike. And then...
You know, it was hard enough passing out these grub steaks to all of his friends. But then he had to go and put those ads in the Denver paper.
There's another batch of mail, Annie.
Oh, no. Is that all of it?
It's all I could carry.
Well, all I can say is, Scissor Bill's claim better be mighty rich.
Ándale, caballo, pronto, hombre. Ándale, hombre. Te vengo con prisa, hombre. Ándale, hombre. Pronto, hombre. Tanto cuidado que tengo contigo, hombre. Qué bruto. Señor Sheriff, señorita Annie, please, come muy pronto.
Sheriff's not here.
What's wrong?
Dos hombres agarraron a mi compadre y le dieron...
Whoa, slow down. Say it in English.
Two men, they grabbed Scissor Bill. They want to steal gold.
Where?
At our camp in the hills.
Tag, you stay here.
I'll guard the bank.
It's pretty important.
Andres, pronto, vamos, que le dieron a mi compadre, pobrecito. Ande.
For the last time, where's that claim? All right. You asked for it.
Shoot me and you'll never find it.
Won't do you much good either. Dead.
Is he hurt, señorita?
No, I think he's all right. Get these ropes untied. He's just fainted.
Thanks, Annie. I'm all right now. It takes a whole lot to kill a old desert rat like me.
Who were they? Did you ever see them before?
No. They're a couple of strangers. I wonder how they heard about my claim.
Everybody's heard about it after all those ads you put in the paper.
Oh, I forgot. Did we get any answers?
Did we get any answers? Enough to keep the post office working overtime and enough to keep you mining gold for 100 years. As of now, the bank is busted.
Maybe not. Show her, Hernando.
Good thing how I was carrying this.
They cut off the trail somewhere. I lost him. You all right, Scissor Bill?
Sure. Let's get into town, open up the bank.
I might have known something like this was bound to happen.
Oh, don't worry, Miss Middleton. Annie Lofty will save him. You'll see.
Hello, Felicity.
How are you, Annie Lofty?
Well, I'll be a sawed-off Scissorville, Felicity Middleton. I never expected to find you here.
Oh, thank heaven you're safe, Scissor Bill.
Thanks to my friends.
Maybe you better give up that Grubstake Bank. It's too dangerous.
Not by a long shot. Not when things are going good. No varmints are going to scare me.
Well, good for you. Oh, my name is Arthur Berkeley. I'm a writer. Used to be on the staff of the Mining Journal.
He's going to use some of my pictures to illustrate his article.
What article?
About you and your Grubstake Bank. I read your ad in the Denver paper.
You see?
An old-timer striking at rich who wants to help other old prospectors like himself. Great human interest angle.
Come on, Hernando.
Oh, please talk to Mr. Berkeley. I promised him you would, so he'd use my drawings. I've dreamed all my life of seeing my pictures in one of those big magazines.
Well, I'm going down to cash in on my nugget at the government office. You can come along if you're a mind to.
Well, fine. We can talk on the way. Nice to meet you all, and thank you, Mrs. Middleton.
What a nice young man. Have you known him long? He came to see me yesterday, asked about Scissor Bill. He'd heard that we were friends on account of my late husband, Hank.
Oh, I see.
I was working on one of my paintings when he called. And was he ever enthusiastic? That's when he said he'd use them in his article.
Well, if you introduced him to Scissor Bill.
That's right. Oh, I'm forgetting about the time. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Goodbye, Lottie.
Goodbye.
See you soon. Bye.
What do you think?
About Felicity? She's harmless.
About Berkeley.
Now, what is it you don't like about him?
Well, Lofty, you know Felicity's paintings. They're pretty bad.
No, that's true. All right, if it'll make you feel better, I'll send a telegram to... Where was it he said he worked?
The mining journal.
You sure struck a rich bonanza, Scissor Bill.
Yes, sirree. And people around here were saying I never would strike it big. But I fooled them this time, didn't I, Mr. Darrell?
You sure did. Say, by the way, when are you going to register your claim?
Register?
You mean you haven't filed this claim yet?
No.
Well, wait a minute, Scissor Bill. Here. Here's an official form for filing your claim. You better take care of it right away.
Well, I hadn't figured on filing it. Then everybody would know where it was. And I'd be combing desert rats and claim jumpers out of my hair.
Well, if you don't file a claim, people are going to say you've been stealing all this gold. Suppose something should happen to you. What would become of your grubstake bank?
Huh. Well, I reckon I better file it. Yeah, I'll file on it.
Well, if you need any help surveying it and marking it, I'd be glad to go along. I've had a lot of experience.
No. And I knowing me can manage it, and I figure that the fewer that know about this, the better off we are. Thank you, Mr. Darrell.
You're welcome. Suspicious old coot, isn't he?
Funny-looking nuggets, aren't they?
What do you mean?
I've heard about sunburned gold.
You mean darkened with iron oxides?
I'd heard it was pretty rare. Do you get much of it around here?
No, I don't. I can't recall any exactly like these.
Where to get your steak, friends? There's plenty for everybody.
You sure he's heading for his claim?
I said I took care of that. I scared him into it. Now, this time, don't miss. We want that gold.
I don't like murdering him.
You know any other way to grab his claim? Now, get going.
You finish this one, and I'll mark the other corner.
Va bien.
So you see, we just got to have $75 for our grub stake to prove our claim. Yours truly, Lonesome Parson and Mesquite Mitchell. P.S. God bless you.
Here, Tag. Mail these for me, will you?
Sure, sis.
Oh, so that's the way the bank operates. Wonderful.
As long as Scissor Bill's claim holds out.
These grub stakes, don't they have to be paid back?
Oh, sure. Whenever a prospector hits, well, he deposits enough money in the bank to help others the same as he was helped.
Now, you can close up shop, Annie.
Why?
Well, looks like Scissor Bill's been giving away somebody else's money. Tell them, Mr. Darrell.
Well, it was Mr. Berkeley that started me thinking. Remember when you remarked about the funny colored nuggets that Scissor Bill brought in?
Oh, that's right.
Funny color?
Yes, darkened by iron oxides. What we assayers call sunburned gold. It's very unusual. Out of hundreds of samples that I examined, there was only one other just like it. This one.
Hank Middleton.
Felicity's husband.
Hank brought this sample in just before he died. If he had a claim, he never had a chance to file it.
Lofty, you don't think Scissor stole Hank's claim?
I'm afraid it all adds up, Annie. All those years, Scissor Bill didn't hit a thing. And he gets real friendly with Hank's widow. Next thing you know, he starts bringing in one big fistful of nuggets after another.
That doesn't make sense. Why would he steal a claim and then give the gold away?
Conscience, maybe. Anyway, the Grubstake Bank's closed. At least until we find Scissor Bill and get a mighty good explanation.
May we keep those, Mr. Darrell?
If it's necessary.
Do you mind if I go along? This is becoming quite a story.
I guess not.
It's their trail, all right. Plain as day.
Look.
Hasta la vista, compadre.
Whose grave is this?
That's my compadre Scissor Bill, senor.
Scissor Bill's dead?
Si, señorita. Claim jumpers. They shot him from over there.
Then this is Scissor Bill's gold claim.
There is no gold here, senor. Scissor Bill was afraid somebody wanted to steal his mine. This one is only a, how do you say it?
A decoy?
Right, eso.
I told you that trail was too plain.
But you know where he did get his gold.
Scissor Bill never wanted me to say it, senor.
Lofty, you'd better arrest him.
What for?
For the murder of Scissor Bill Childers.
But the claim jumper, señorita?
He's only saying that to cover up for himself. Since Scissor Bill's dead, he's the only one that knows where the claim is, and he can steal it for himself.
Oh, Annie, I think you're wrong. I've known Hernando a long time.
I've known him for a long time, too, Lofty, but we can't let that influence us.
Pero eso no es justo, señorita. ¿Cómo me van a arrestar?
All right, you're under arrest. Get on your horse.
If you want me, I'll be at the hotel.
Annie, would you open the cell, please?
All right, look.
Gosh, what happened?
Oh, Annie thinks he murdered Scissor Bill.
No, no, señor. Eso no es verdad, señor.
Gosh, Scissor Bill's dead?
You're making a great mistake, señor.
I'll talk to Annie about it. It's her idea, not mine.
What have you got there?
It's a telegram for Lofty. Here.
That's from the Mining Journal. This ought to show your sister.
So Berkeley's on the level. He worked on the staff up until a couple of months ago.
You know, I hate to say, I told you so.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Oh, come on now, Annie. If you could be wrong about Berkeley, you could be wrong about Hernando, too, couldn't you? Suppose I just let him out.
Do you still want to keep our date for Saturday night?
Yeah, sure. What's that got to do with it?
Well, unless we get this case cleared up by then.
Uh-huh, I see. Woman's intuition, bribery, and he stays where he is.
Tag, this is going to go pretty hard on Felicity. Maybe you better ride out there and keep her company until I get there.
All right, Annie.
Oh, listen. Don't say anything about Scissor Bill. Understand?
Sure.
Come in. Well, I was wondering how long it'd take you two to get here.
Went off without a hitch. Here's the legal description to Scissor Bill's claim. Now all we got to do is file on it and we're rich.
What's the idea? You fell for it, just the way he wanted you to.
Fell for what?
That claim was a decoy, a fake. Why do you think he made it so easy for you to trail him?
And with Scissor Bill dead, we'll never find that claim.
What about the Mexican?
Hernando's in jail, charged with Scissor Bill's murder.
Well, that's a break.
And we're going to leave it that way. If we tried to go near him in jail, they might figure out who really did kill Scissor Bill.
Well, we're licked. Nobody could possibly know where Scissor Bill's claim is.
Yeah. Unless...
Unless what?
Something I heard today. It's just a hunch, but if I'm right, maybe we're back in business. Let's call on Felicity Middleton.
Scissor Bill. You suspected this, didn't you, when you had me arrest Hernando?
Woman's intuition.
Oh, come on now.
Well, Hernando was in such an all-fired hurry to bury him. But why way out there on the desert?
I figured that's the only way to get rid of those claim jumpers. Get them off of my neck. To make them think that I was dead. I didn't guess you'd arrest Hernando.
We just used him as bait. It was the only way in the world to get you in here.
You see, I'm not guilty. Will you let me out now, please?
In a minute. What really did happen to you?
Well, some hombre plugged me through the shoulder, and when I went down, I pretended to be dead until he was gone. And then I decided to stay that way, because that's the only way I could protect my claim.
Are you sure it wasn't Felicity's claim you were protecting?
How did you guess?
Please, will you let me out now, please?
In a minute. And you admit you were stealing from her.
I don't admit anything of the kind. She gave me those nuggets.
Oh, you don't expect us to believe that.
Why would she do that, Scissor Bill?
Well, Felicity had always known how anxious I was to strike it rich after people had laughed at me for so long. So she told me that I could pretend that I'd hit a bonanza and she would give me the gold from Hank's secret mine that he'd left her.
And the grubstake bank, was that her idea?
No, Hank's. It was his last wish. But she was afraid to go through with it.
Why?
Well, you know how Felicity is. She's so timid. And she was afraid that everybody was going to try to swindle her and find where Hank's secret mine was. So she made a deal with me.
You tell everyone that you struck it rich.
Yes.
Only you used the gold for the grubstake bank.
Yes.
I think he's telling the truth, Lofty.
And that's the reason that I couldn't file on my claim when that writer fella said that I should do so.
Writer fella? You mean Berkeley?
Yeah.
You still suspect him, Annie, even after that wire?
He could have been fired from the Journal. They wouldn't have put that in the telegram. And there's another thing, Lofty. He was here when that assayer man told us about Hank Middleton's gold sample.
Yeah. If he should guess that Scissor Bill's claim and Hank Middleton's were one and the same, we better get out to Felicity's and fast.
I'm going along, too.
Hey, wait for me. I'm innocent. Por favor, sáquenme de aquí, hombre. ¡Ah, qué chihuahua, hombre! Que...
You two keep out of sight.
Yeah, we know.
Why, Mr. Berkeley, how nice to see you. Well, what brings you way out here?
Something pretty serious, I'm afraid. I want to keep you from being robbed.
Robbed? Of what, my paintings?
No, your husband's gold claim. He did have one, didn't he?
Well, I don't know how you found out about it, but who's trying to steal it?
Your friend, Scissor Bill.
Scissor Bill? Why, how could he... How would he? But I don't understand. Oh, I'm so confused.
Well, that's why I'm here. I think the best thing for you to do is to file your claim at once. Now, if you'll just give me the legal description.
Cover him while I tie him up with these old paint rags.
Well, Tag, what's the idea?
He's a crook and he's trying to steal your claim. Because he knows Scissor Bill's dead.
Dead?
All right, we're through playing games, Felicity. Now, either you hand over that gold claim or it'll go hard on you and the kid. Which is it?
Well, it's all there in that chest. The gold and Hank's papers and everything. Take everything.
Well, now you're making sense. Open it.
That sounded like it came from Felicity's place. Come on.
Gold nuggets.
These are what we want. Let me have that. Take a look outside.
Annie Oakley, the deputy.
come on.
Scissor Bill, you're alive. Thank heaven.
Well, I'll be a sawed-off scissor bill.
Need any help in here?
Looks like the situation's well in hand. How about those other two?
Oh, they're not going to bother anybody for a long time.
Well, we're going to have a little trouble getting him out of here. Thank you. Would you sign right here, please, and also over there?
So Felicity got Scissor Bill hogtied, huh?
And you finally got his gold claim by marrying one. Here you are. Hello. Would you sign here, please, and also there?
A letter from the Mining Journal explained why they fired Berkeley. He was using his position to get information for gold swindles.
And with Felicity's claim legally assigned to the Grubstake mine, nobody will ever be able to close it. There you are. Could you sign here, please, and also over there? Tag Oakley. What in the world are you doing?
Oh, nothing. I was hungry and like everybody else wanted a grub steak from the bank.
Just a minute, young man. Suppose you just step into the waiting room while I investigate your case.
But Annie!
Lofty, don't you think you'd better lock it up? I feel kind of a draft around here.
Annie, you
Now,
just can't
about
do
that
this to
grub
me.
steak claim.
Annie, will you?
No, I think we really ought to
please,
investigate
Annie,
the
let me
people
out.
more.
We're going to have to be careful.
Come on, Annie, this isn't fair. Come on, a joke's a joke, but